Hi there, I'm Ben and welcome to part 6 of my full platinum walkthrough for Dark Souls 3. Okay, Farron Keep. This is kind of a mini point of no return. This whole video is very important. We're going to be doing lots of stuff, lots of messing around. Yeah, there's going to be people that leave, there's going to be people that will get angry at us, there's going to be people, NPCs that die. These are all NPCs that die. There are some that we don't want to leave. There's lots going on we're going to do. Once we've done Farron Keep, we're just kind of pushing forward at that point. So we'll go to the Farron Keep bonfire. We lit this earlier on. This is where the two NPCs were. Then we dropped down that ladder. So this is all poison ahead of us. It's a highly poisonous area. So we do have the poison bite ring now. So equip that and have it on the whole time. You will slowly, you can see the meter is kind of built up a little bit. That's because I put the poison bite ring on. It does that. It's a weird thing it does. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run to the right hand side and look for this Pyromancy. This is Iron Flesh. This is obviously just one we need for the trophy. There is deep water here. You can see whenever there's leaves on the floor like there is here, that's deep water and you have to kind of roll. I think if you use a dagger, there's a little animation you can use to get around it, but I'm just going to roll. It's fine. Whenever it's not got leaves on the floor, then you can just kind of run around like normal. Big guy over there, want to avoid those. Those things are horrible to fight, so I'm just going to try and sneak around this corner, check he's not following you, and go up here to this. And the idea of this area is we need to extinguish 3 fires, so they look like little cooking pits that have a big chimney. So if you look up in the sky, you can see the chimneys when you're down on the ground. We need to extinguish 3 of those, and then it's going to open up the door to the boss of the area, the Abyss Watchers. And that's the whole idea of this area. You can actually do it very quickly. Now this area is also extremely complicated with regards to it. All looks very similar and you might get lost. So follow exactly where I go. Otherwise you're going to have problems and get stuck in a swamp. These are quite annoying, these guys. If they don't have a weapon, like this one, he's going to jump and they can hurt you extremely quickly. They'll jump on you, they'll grab you, they'll bite you. It's horrible, so get rid of them quickly. Make sure you are embered. We want this dark spirit to appear, Yellowfinger. This is the one that we need to kill. We need to kill this one. So make sure you're embered. She will be invisible at the start. So we'll come down the stairs from the first kind of bonfire thing that we extinguished, whatever it is, flame thing. Come down and she should, if you're embered, she will invade you and then just take care of her. She is sort of a sorcerer. You can see she's wearing a Xanthous crown. So if you're close to her, you're going to be able to kill her pretty quickly. Try and keep her out of the water as well. Up the stairs or on this island here is going to be for the best. If you're on the island, watch out for these two basilisks. They spray out curse, so don't stay in the cloud. It will kill you instantly. Yeah, so kill Yellowfinger. So that's first part of a thing. She's the other NPC that has the conflicting storyline, kind of. Not really a storyline, but to summon her, we need to break Sirius's storyline by doing something else, which is a bit annoying. Otherwise we would do that later and Sirius would still be around, but we can't do that because that NPC, basically we need to summon that NPC we just killed for a gesture, and you can only do that before the Abyss Watchers. She disappears, her symbol will go, and Sirius's thing that we need to do later is after the Abyss Watchers, so you can't overlap the two, unfortunately. So run in here, get the golden scroll. This is a very important thing that we need to give to Obrecht back in Firelink Shrine. He's the guy that will leave if we don't give him a scroll by the time we get to, or by the time we've defeated Abyss Watchers. So we're going to give him that scroll and he's not going to leave. Just need to give him 1. We're actually going to find 2 in this area. So continuing on, stick to the right hand side, stick to the wall, keep the wall on your right hand side until you get to this tower. And this is where the summon sign will be for Yellowfinger later on. We need to join a covenant first before it'll appear. These slug things, if you're lucky, you can get right in there with L1 and kill quite a few of them quite quickly. Obviously, if you're wearing the same ring as me, you'll negate any damage. Or, if you're unlucky, you'll get kind of pushed back and won't be able to make progress. But kill them all and grab the Undead Bone Shard. Next thing we're going to do is light a bonfire to come back to later on. So run up this ramp and there's going to be a bonfire here. And this is our first proper farming spot for a Covenant item. These here, this bonfire and those 3 enemies ahead. That's for Wolfgrass Sword. Is it for Wolf? Swordgrass, Blood, something, lots of the Dark Souls words. Wolf and Sword and Ring. They're in so many different combinations for names of things. And Wolf as well. Yeah, so we'll do that. You don't have to start do that. You can, of course, start doing that now if you want. Equip the Rapier, the Crystal Sage's Rapier, and equip the Symbol of Avarice. Kill those 3 enemies. Sit at the bonfire. Kill those 3 enemies. Sit at the bonfire. Do that over and over again until you have 30 Wolf Blood. There we go. Wolf Blood Swordgrass. It says it at the top. That's what we're about to pick up, a free one here. So if you want to start doing it now, you can. We are going to pick up another ring later on that will help increase your item discovery as well. So that's when I'm going to kind of start doing it from then on. But of course, along the way, while you're doing it, you're going to be getting souls. So if you want to over level yourself, you can also start doing it now. There's no harm in starting to do it now, in fact. So we'll be back at that bonfire later. So grab the Swordgrass, and then we're going to go up this ladder. So we've just gone kind of to the left of where that tower was. And up this ladder, which is going to lead us to another area entirely, really. It's kind of a little quick side area. A long old ladder, this one. And this is going to lead us to a Covenant where we actually hand in that Swordgrass in there. We'll go there another way. Unfortunately, Boris Stonefist has just invaded me. I have no idea who he is. It's another player. It happens. It does, unfortunately, does happen quite a lot. This area is another one where it can happen. So I'm kind of ignoring him for now. Get this Twinkling Titanite for my shield. And then there's an illusionary wall. I just thought there was an item around here. But I was mistaken. No, it's just stairs leading back round. So there's actually an illusionary wall down here we're going to hit. Here, this place is going to be, if there might be writing on the floor from another player telling you, and grab the Dreamchaser's ashes. Now light the bonfire and then sit at the big wolf. This is the Covenant. So pray to the old wolf of Farron. So you're going to get Legion Etiquette. That is a gesture. That's actually one of the cooler gestures, to be honest. And then join the Covenant. You're going to get the item and the trophy, of course. And then, yeah, this is where you'll hand in Wolfblood Swordgrass. Now, something you're going to see me do a little bit later on is slowly increase my strength. Level 10, so once you've handed in, level 1, once you've handed in 10 Swordgrass to this, you're going to get a sword from them, which requires 18 and 19 strength. Now, if you have it in your offhand on your back, it works like the 2 rings that we want, the left and the right eye, and it works with our build, basically. It makes us even stronger. So I'm just waiting for this guy. It's actually quite funny that he's appeared now. I didn't think he would come up the ladder, but he did. Usually they'll just wait at the bottom for you. This is actually quite good because I was thinking I need to kill myself because I'm going to do the whole Yol thing, do the 5 deaths with Yol so I can do the leveling. So this was pretty good timing. I thought I'll just wait till the top and then take us both down. Why not? And there we go. Dead. So, yeah, there's a bonfire right here, so it's fine. This is actually where I usually kill myself. It's a nice, simple place to do it. And that got rid of him anyway. I can't believe he came up the ladder. Usually they don't. So I'm going to go back to Firelink. I'm going to hand in the ashes. Now, this is a very important part. You need to take note of what we're doing now. Very, very important. So go and hand in the ashes. And these ashes are apparently this woman's husband's ashes. Or son. It's husband or son who is Sirius's dad, I believe. And this makes sense because once you hand in the ashes, this is going to make Sirius appear again. So you'll get extra rings and spells. We'll deal with all that later. There's extra stuff you can buy now. That's the minimum of it. So leave the area again. You can actually warp, I always forget about this, you can warp straight to the Firelink Shrine bonfire from Firelink Shrine. It's the only bonfire you can do it, is go straight back to it when you're at it. Others you can't, they'll be greyed out like that. So go back to Firelink. Now Cirrus will be back. This is because we handed in the ashes.
Hello again. I have since heard a great
And then speak to her, and she's going to give you her gesture, which is the Darkmoon loyalty. Now this is extremely important because we need Darkmoon loyalty to join the Darkmoon Covenant later on. Now that's why we've waited to join Rosaria's Covenant, because we wanted that gesture, so we needed to hand those ashes in to get her to appear. So now we're going to go back to Cathedral of the Deep and do that bit with Rosaria's Covenant. So I'm going to go to Yol. That's actually only my second or third time of doing that. So I need to do it a few more times. So I'm going to go and kill myself, come back, kill myself, come back. You need to do it that way. Make sure you've exhausted his dialogue, so you've got his gesture, which I always check, paranoid, and bought all of his spells, because he's going to die as soon as, well, not as soon as, but once you have the 5th free level off him, you leave the area, you come back, he'll be dead, and that'll be, there's nothing you can do about that. So make sure you have his spells and his gesture. And then we're going to go to Obrecht and hand in the golden scroll. And that's going to make sure that he stays. Because if you don't hand him a scroll before or after, yeah, before you do Abyss Watchers, the boss of the next Farron Keep, he will leave and not come back. Because you've got that promise. So lots of spells now that he has. We'll buy them all later. Of course, if you're doing spells, go through them, buy something nice. If you're not, don't worry about it. We'll buy them all towards the end of the game when we've got lots of spare souls. Right now we want to be concentrating on leveling. So I'm just going to go back to the old wolf in Farron Keep and just kill myself. So the way it works, you can't really stack, you can't stack your deaths either. So this is for our ending, of course, our usurpation ending. We're basically killing ourselves over and over to become more hollow. The Dark Sigil, all that nonsense. It's not nonsense at all. I shouldn't say that at all. It's not. I love the lore from Dark Souls, but yeah, it's hard to explain. That's why I said it like that. So I'm just going to get my extra level here. I do have some souls, so I might as well spend it because it will become more expensive later on. So I'll go endurance. Still just doing the main 3: endurance, dex, and vigor, health. So yeah, you need to die, come back, die, come back. You can't do like 5 deaths and then come back and do them all in one go. Now you can use this guy in New Game Plus and New Game Plus Plus as well to get 5 free levels each time. And that time you can do them all at once. You don't need to do this whole dying over and over again. So I'm not going to show the others. That's what have I done now. I've done 1 at the beginning, 2. That was 3. I'm going to cut the middle one out now. So go back, kill yourself. There's other ways of killing yourself. You could run out of Firelink and do it. But there's that fog that sticks around for a minute. I always forget about the shortcut to Yol as well. There's actually a shortcut. If you go straight left from the bonfire, you can drop straight down to him. So this is my 5th one. I did a 4th one. And this is my 5th one. So I'm coming back, draw out the true strength. And then we'll go for endurance again. Do I? Or do I go to... What do we do? Oh no, we'll go to dex on this one. Now you can tell when you're done, because the option will be there and he'll say, no, you've got enough. That's when you know you're done. At that point now, he will die if you leave the area. So definitely double check. Like I'm walking away. I know I've done it. I'm walking away though. And I'll come back. I'll make sure I've got everything. And then talk to him. Make sure you've got his gesture. I don't know why I do it twice. But there you go. No, I didn't do it twice. That's it. That's his done. So we're going to be moving along with that ending now. A new character is going to appear there. Yuria. once he dies, so we'll come back for that later on. And Yuri is going to ask you to kill Obrek, so don't do that, whatever you do. So we're going to go back to Cathedral of the Deep now, so we'll go to the Cleansing Chapel. We're going to do that bit that we missed out in the previous video, so we're going to go and get that Covenant done. So lots we're doing in this video. Not that way. I always get these two doors mixed up. It's not that way. Just remembered. It's this way. That guy's still praying at the altar. It's fairly straightforward, this area. It's quite quick, although I do die twice. Embarrassing. It's like I've done quite well. I think I died once, maybe twice, up to this point in the game. I died when I die the most in Dark Souls is falling off stuff. That is it really is. I do die in combat in a moment, but usually it's falling off stuff. This guy here, the first time you kill him, make sure you do kill him. The first time you do it, you'll get the deep ring. And then we're going to fall off on here. Be careful, like there. That's so close. Go to the edge. Go that further off edge, so you don't fall off. And yeah, these guys are back. So we're above where we were before. Now we're going up into the rafters, so to speak. There's a guy with an axe here. I know he's here. I thought, oh, he's no. Oh, he's not bothering. I'll just leave him because I just need to go down here. I don't need anything from behind him. There is nothing. There is a New Game Plus or Plus, one of the two. There's a ring behind him. So I thought I'll be fine. I'll come and do this guy. And then you can see he's just sort of come around the corner. And this Thrall's appeared. I've not actually noticed he's come around the corner yet. So yeah, I die in a moment. It's terrible, I know. I'm not going to put the run back in the video. I'll just sort of fade. This was awful. 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 I almost had it as well. Because the Thrall has died. The other one died. Anyway, fade to black. We're back. I just quickly ran up again the same path. It takes like 2 seconds. Now we'll do it properly instead of trying to rush through it. The archers are getting joining in now, having a good laugh at my expense. I'll kill this guy this time. He's really easy to kill as well. Don't know why I didn't bother. I'm going to embarrass him this time by pushing him off. Get my home back. So don't go too far. Get this guy to come towards you. Watch out for that Thrall. This is how I know. This is how I know how to tell you not to do things in these guides. Is because I've done the mistakes already in my my previous playthrough. So I shouldn't be making them that much in this one, but it still happens. So there's one entrance to the rafters. We'll go that way in a moment. Don't go down there. There's just a Thrall. You don't need to bother with him. Just check something. Nope, doesn't matter. We'll go down to this next one. There's going to be an item. So there's another opening there. One down here. We'll get the Arbalest, which is a crossbow. Crossbows are weird. You can't aim them. All you can do is kind of aim at somebody, lock onto them and shoot. But you can't actually aim with them. That's why I prefer using a bow, to be honest. But crossbows you can use more as a combat weapon. Go and get another Pale Tongue here. So this is the third one. The Pale Tongues are one of the more forgiving Covenant items. This is the third, like I said. We only need 10 in total, and we can actually start farming those at the end of this video. So at the end of Farron Keep. Jesus, I'll get the end of it. Get there in the end. Yeah, you only need 10 of them. Some of them, like Sunlight Medals, like the Wolf Grass, you need 30. But luckily you only need 10 of this one. And we already have 3. So yeah, take it slow up here. Because, yeah, you're going to die if you fall off, like that little guy just did. There's 3 Thralls, so get rid of those. Let them just kind of bang into your shield, and then kill them, because you want to watch out for these ones. You don't want to run past them. I'm going to take this nice and slow. Now you can see, you saw how much trouble I had with these guys in the last one. I do not like these ones. So what I do is grab that Blessed Gem. Make sure you grab that. That's an infusion we need to do later. And then just play a bit of Benny Hill with him. Just keep running around in a circle. And you'll be able to hear it on your game while you're playing it. You won't hear it now. But you'll hear these footsteps behind you. As soon as they stop, turn around. And where did he go? Just keep doing it. Eventually it'll happen. Like now, if the footsteps have stopped. He's down there somewhere. There he is. So yeah, don't bother fighting them. Just run around in a circle and they'll fall off eventually. Same with this one. And then, yeah, I'm going to fall off as well. Not because of the enemy or anything. I think this one falls off quite quickly compared to the other one. Yeah, he's gone already. Yeah, you can also look in the bottom corner. You'll see your souls go up. So I've done this several times now. And I think that's why I fall off here, because I take it for granted. There's a guy shooting with a crossbow there. I thought I was closer. I wasn't. Move up a bit and then jump on. So I'm not going to show the run back, but it's the exact same path. Here I am. I'm back again. I've done the same thing. Killed everyone, got my souls and what have you. And now we'll jump down there and make it. Jesus, and then he nearly knocks me off. And this fall almost kills me. Just not having any luck in this one at all. Hide across this pillar here. Kill him quickly. Don't hit the guy that you can just see there. Don't hit him. And then the archer should stop shooting at you. And you kind of might recognise where we are. So this is Patches. If you know Patches, you know who Patches is. He's the guy who pretended to be the Onion Knight earlier on in the previous video and dropped us down to the giant that wasn't actually there. So we're round the other side. So speak to him. Say you know who I am. If for any reason you shouldn't at this point, but if he asks for forgiveness, don't allow it. Say no, you're not forgiven, because you want this prostration gesture. So make sure you get that off him. You'll have 2 chances to do that. So you should just automatically get it at this point. And then what he's selling here is the actual armor. So the Catarina armor. So we're going to need to buy all 4 pieces. You don't need to do it right now, but if you have some hard souls or enough souls in your bank, in your bottom corner there, then do so. But you will need to buy it all shortly anyway. So if you have the souls available, buy everything now. Don't obviously crack a boss soul, whatever you do. You can just use the white ones. That's more than enough. And then we need to buy all 4 pieces. So the helmet, the armor, the gauntlets, and the leggings. Because Sigurd, as brave an adventurer as he is stuck in that well I mentioned in the previous video back at the start of this place. So if you pull that lever, that will kind of make a shortcut back that we'll never use, I suppose. And we're going to head up here anyway. So there's a caster behind me. I remembered it the last second there, so get rid of him first. And loads of these little guys are going to fall from the floor. Fall from the ceiling to the floor. More yet. There's more coming. They are quite annoying. We're trying to get in with the L1s. I mean, they're quite easy, aren't they, really? But in a group, they're quite annoying. The one at the back end doesn't really bother you. Well, it doesn't bother with you at all. So, yeah. Farm Undead Hunter's Charm from these guys if you ever need any. But you can just buy them anyway, so why would you? And then we're going to go into the Covenant. So open up this door. You can see at the top there I'm getting the Leggings, Gauntlets, Armour and Helm of Thorns. This is because I killed that guy who invaded me down on the bottom floor. Do you remember that guy with the thorn armour on who could roll into you and hurt you? If you killed him, the armour will be here. If you didn't, it won't. Don't matter if it's not. You don't need it. Doesn't matter, should I say. And this is Rosaria's Fingers Covenant. So sit down to it, or kneel, should I say. Join the Covenant. You're going to get the trophy pop up, and you're going to get Rosaria's fingers. At this point now, Sirius is now hostile towards us. Well, she will be. But that's it. That's kind of the point of no return. And then offer a pale tongue. That's very important. Offer one of the pale tongues. You should have 3. Just one. Offer it for now. And this is to make the spawn... not spawn, the summon sign appear back in Farron Keep. You can see she's stood up. She's having none of it. You can see she knows straight away that you've joined. So there's no way around this. So go through her dialogue. She says, next time we meet, it won't be on good terms. And that's her done. So next time you turn up, she'll be gone. So we can't continue her quest line at all now, which is fine. This is where patches will be shortly. So if you didn't, for any reason, buy that key for 20,000, you definitely need it now. So go and buy that. I'm going to run up to the opposite side. We've not been here yet. Go straight in and up the lift. And at the top of here is the Firekeeper's soul. I'm going to show you where it is. Do not pick it up. Just leave it. Just leave it. If you give the Firekeeper her Firekeeper's soul, that will wreck our ending. So just leave it. We do not need it. There it is. I thought I saw something else. I thought I saw another item, but it was actually the peak of one of the mountains. And while this happened, while we're coming up in the lift, good old Patches locked the gate on us. As you can see.
Sorry, friend.
So speak to him, exhaust his dialogue till he's repeating himself over and over again. And then we've got to drop down. We've got to do a jump. So the easy way down is there. That's the safer way to drop down. But I'm going to go this way and die. Now, the reason I've gone this way is to show you what this item is. I shouldn't have done it. It's a horrible jump. Like you can see, I land and I kind of don't land and fall again. I landed halfway down. You saw it do the sort of impact. But then it just kind of pushed me off. So we're going to run back. It's only going to take 2 seconds. It's quite a hard jump. Well, that item's not anything you need particularly. It's actually just an armor set. It's the Firekeeper's set. So we'll need to wait for this fog to go out of the way. But while we're waiting for that, Patches will be here now. This is where he's going to stay now. So speak to him. Say that you don't forgive him. So do not forgive him. And if you didn't get that prostration gesture, you'll definitely get it now. Kind of begging. Prostration. Yeah, that word. And then he's going to give you a rusted gold coin like he did last time as well. And yeah, at this point he's just going to kind of stay here, and you can purchase stuff from him. So he's another merchant. He will be giving us another gesture soon. Check on him now and again. I will check on him probably at the end of the next video. Sometimes he'll be kind of squatting down. If he is, speak to him and you'll get another gesture, the Patches squat. So we'll get that at some point. So the gate's open now. But we need to get souls back and get down there. We do actually need to go down here, so we need to do this. There's a ring at the bottom. So I'm going to make this jump. Try and do it straighter than I did last time. Aim for that straight down and hopefully you land. And I can't actually... Yeah, make sure you heal as well. It's a long way down. Firekeeper set. So if you want to look like the Firekeeper, you now can. And then at the bottom we have the Estus ring, which is a bit of a trap ring, really. It's not very good. It gives you a bit more health from an Estus flask. Okay. There's better rings you could be wearing, really. It sounds great, but it's not that great. Next thing we're going to go and do is rescue Sigvard, so we need to go back to the Cathedral of the Deep. I think this is the point where I remember we've actually got Undead. Yeah, we've got Undead Bone Shard. So use that to make your Estus Flask stronger. It's already better than wearing that ring. So go back to Cleansing Chapel. And then we're going to head straight out the main door. Let's kill this guy, get him out of the way. And you'll hear him shouting at the bottom of the well. So we'll go through his dialogue, and then he's going to ask you if you have his armour, and we do because we've already bought it. And then chuck it on down. Obviously no animation. This is Dark Souls. We don't have animations. And then just go through his dialogue, say he's really happy, etc, etc, etc. And you're going to get the rejoice gesture once it's all said and done. And there we go. So I'm just going to go through his dialogue. I think skip through this because it's actually the same. So we're just going to skip through that. And off we go. So that's his path moving forward now. He got stuck in the well. How his armor helps him get out of a well, I have no idea. But there you go. But that's him. That he's going to move forward in his story. We'll be seeing him again later, don't worry. And then we're going to go back to Old Wolf of Farron. Remember that place? The place, the title of the video? It's been a while, but we're back. And now we're going to go up the lift. To take on a boss, an old friend almost. Well, not at all. And that's the Stray Demon. Who has he was recycled, what was he, twice? He was in the Dark Souls 3 times, the original Dark Souls, recycled twice. And now we're using him once again. Stray Demon. Now, this is a mini boss encounter. There's no life bar. There's no boss fog. He's just an enemy, but it is obviously a boss. Now, this guy can be a real pain in the arse. So, yeah, that's the best thing you want him to do, is that slam. So back away, do the slam, and then he's quite slow, so you should be able to duck under his attacks. Make sure you're double-handing as well, because you don't want to be blocking anything, you just want to be dodging through it. Probably better than I did. I got greedy. I did Dark Souls 101. Don't try and go for the kill. Look how much little health he has. And then kill him. Yeah, don't go get greedy like I just did. And you can get Soul of a Stray Demon. We need this one twice. This is the reason we need the kiln in New Game Plus as well, because we need to do his soul twice. Once for Pyromancy, once for a ring. So we will be back. One of the most annoying moves he does is he will swipe his arm across and grab you, and he'll just throw you off the edge. It will happen every time. He'll just throw you off the edge. So yeah, keep moving. Double hand and dodge. Don't try and block. It's just not worth it because he'll grab you. And stick to his back end. Now we're just going to go to another little area here. So this is where the bridge was broken from the beginning, where we met Yol. Quickly run, kill one, look up and look for the other one. These are both large Titanites, so they are important to us. Well, at this stage anyway. We'll get lots of large later on. Lightning Spear Miracle, make sure you get that. And the Dragon Crest Shield, which is similar to the Crest Shield in all ways, but it has better fire damage. One's better against lightning, one's better against fire. They're actually quite good shields. I'm running up here to get this. I don't actually need, I think we've got like 3 heavy gems at this point. But at the top of the stairs is a Screamer, so that's going to wake everybody up. Now, at this point, I should just drop down and leave. There's literally no reason to kill these guys. But I just wanted to check to make sure there definitely wasn't an item underneath where I am. And even when I see like these guys with the shields and the spears, every single time. Now, he's drinking his Estus as well. I have none of that. And then there's an art. Oh. I didn't even need to be doing this. I apologise. Get rid of you. And then I definitely don't need to go and fight you. Just kind of habit, I suppose. And he's charging up on me. So watch out. And then I'm going to die for messing around. I suppose it's what I deserve. Look at this. I left it in the most pathetic death I've ever seen. Another reason is I want to show you the kind of the story. Look at it. I don't know why I went in for another attack as opposed to dodge away. Anyway, I ran back up here, so went up the lift, ran back here, and this is where I am again. Everyone's still alive this time. All I wanted to do was show you that there's a little Yol guy over here, one that made it. You want to see him. So most of them were on that bridge on the opposite side where we met Yol. They didn't make it. We've got this lonely guy, made it all the way here, only to find the gate was shut. So close. Right, we're not going to bother. So this is what I'm saying. I could have just... yeah, not dealing with you again. Let's go. There's nothing actually up here. It's just the way to get back. And that's what we're going to do. And now we'll actually continue on with Farron Keep. What time are we on? 30 minutes, like halfway through the video. And now we'll actually carry on. So that's a lot of side stuff we've got out of the way. We're just going to finish off by summoning Yellowfinger to help us now. And that's going to get us the gesture. And kind of wrap up what we've just been doing. So I'm going to just travel back to Keep Ruins just to save a bit of time, basically. Doing this on PS5, the load times are definitely not as bad. So here's the farming point again. So this is what you want to do. You want to equip your Crystal Sage. Now, you will have the Crystal Sage in your offhand, so that means you won't have a shield. These guys can be a bit of a pain. This is why I wasn't particularly bothered about having the Crystal Sage Rapier. It does add item discovery, but it also means you can't guard, which can be a bit of a pain with some of the enemies. So you want to put the Symbol of Avarice on, have your Crystal Sage Rapier. Be aware you will be losing health from the Symbol of Avarice. Jesus, I'm looking at the screen here. The Symbol of Avarice, the whole time you've got it on, so be aware of that. Don't just walk away from the computer for a minute, from the whatever you're playing on for the minute, because you will die. Yeah, and just farm those three guys over and over again until you get 30 total Swordgrass. It's a lot, I know. Now you can start it, do a bit, come back, and this is why I'm telling you, maybe do 10, come back later on, because we will be getting a ring that's going to help with our item discovery as well. So maybe do a bit now. You will get your souls as well, and yeah, like that, unlight, extinguish that second flame. We're going to be taking the shortest, most direct route round here, so you don't get lost. So this is the main door out of here ahead of us. As we are extinguishing a flame, it's lighting one of the flames around this door. Now at this point you want to use an ember, become human. Not human, don't do that, that's something else entirely. Become embered, and this symbol will appear, and that is because we defeated her or him. I don't actually know if it is a her or him. I'm going to go with her, it's Heysel. That's because we defeated them and then offered a tongue to Rosaria's Fingers Covenant. Now the symbol is here. Now you can summon them. Now you will get the proper bow gesture. All of that to ruin Sirius's path and everything just for a gesture. That one summon. And it's easier to do it this time than it is, because we can avoid that area entirely in New Game Plus. And just do Sirius's, because that's kind of along the way. And yeah, we're going to use Yellowfinger to help us with this area, because it's got some icky bits in it. Yeah, so from here we're just going to stick to kind of the right hand wall, so go left and stick to the wall on the right. And obviously the whole time you're killing these guys, watch out for Swordgrass, you might get some. And being poisoned, just get used to it. It's going to be the whole time, so it doesn't matter. Just have the poison bite ring on, it's going to help you a little bit. Big crab, don't fight it in the deep water. Try and get its attention and bring it over here. It's just going to be easier, he says. stagger it quite quickly this time. No, nearly got. Get stuck in the water now. No. There we go. So get rid of him, and that's going to give you the lingering Dragon Crest ring. And then we're going to go and pick all these items up. You see how small the writing is. There's lots here. Large soul of an unknown traveller. Gold bundle pine. Gold pine bundle. Which is going to add electricity to your weapon later on if you need to. Ember. And another soul. Some more young white branch. And the crown of dusk. So clear all this up. And then carry on following the wall on your... Keep the wall on your right. Keep going. This is a weird thing that will happen. I'm checking because I know it's going to happen. It happens every time. Or it has to me anyway. She gets stuck on the tree. I have no idea why. You have to go back and rescue her if that's the case. Because apparently that's the most dangerous thing in this swamp. Come on, no rush. We're only getting poisoned to death. And then we'll take care of this one. You can always get the backstab on this one. He's not going to wake up. That one will. So if you played Dark Souls 1, you'll recognise the guys that are on the floor here. They killed them all. It was a massacre. The mushroom people. They're all dead. No. Anyway, most important thing, Sage's Scroll. Grab that, we need to give it to Obrek. Right, next thing, we have 3 of those big, horrible looking enemies. We haven't actually fought one yet. They're stood together around something we need to grab. So just shoot one of them with a bow. Just once, don't do it twice because I forgot how quick they actually are. And I'm fat rolling, so I can't get away. And quickly get rid of it. No, I didn't make it in time. Yeah, these guys are horrible. They shoot up that curse kind of thing, so every time they hit the floor, the curse happens. They hit so hard, and even if they don't hit you, they can stagger you a bit. They're horrible, these guys. So having 3 of these guys at the same time, fighting 3 of these guys at the same time, is not something you want to do. That's why I'm kind of picking them off from a distance. Just sneak around the corner. Shoot them. Oh good, I'm poisoned again. See, oh no, no, come back. Yeah, you saw the skulls coming out. They're probably the most dangerous thing you need to avoid. So as it hits the floor, even with that sort of attack, I'm just trying to, yeah, there we go, rush it. We're going to get the black bow from that one. And then there's just one final one left around the corner on his own. Like, watch how much damage these do. I don't dodge them. Oh, that was dirty amount. That was horrible. They're actually quite weak, a lot weaker than you'd think with regards to health. But there you go. And this is why we're doing it. Poison gem. It's an infusion we need to do. So that's why we got that. I'll just quickly kind of close the loop here to sort of show you where we are. So we're doing, this area is a big circle. It is really big. It's a lot bigger than you think it is. There are some items I'm not bothering with. There's an armor set I don't pick up. There might even be a weapon or 2. If you want to fully explore, go for it. So on the other side now, you'll just see off in the distance, you can see where we picked up the Estus soup earlier on. That's where we are. So we're just on the other side of that wall with the ladder. And then we're going to follow this road, keep this one to our right. Come on. Now up to the left hand side there's some stairs. That is the second fire that I extinguished. So I don't need to go up there. So as a path, what you would normally do from the start, what I will be doing in New Game Plus, is from the start of this area, go to the right, do the first one that's on its own, then continue past to get to the bonfire, go up to that one, which is the one on the stairs on my left here, and then come down here, go straight across the solid ground to go to the third one, and that's all 3 of them. Now, I just ran here to get a few enemies and just see if there were any items. And I think at this point, no, we're going to get these 2 items. So we've got the great sword here. It's kind of like a broken bridge. There's 2 points to it. You can see the other point over there has got an item on as well. Killing these guys is not a particularly bad idea, because you will eventually need to farm for the swordgrass anyway. So you might get lucky. And on top of this one is purple moss clump times 4. If you use a purple moss clump, you will remove poison, which is obviously handy. Now I'm going to head back to where we just were. So look out for the bonfire. That's kind of where we were. Point of reference. And that's going to put you on dry land, so to speak. And then up on the other side here is the third one. So the third fire that we need to extinguish. So you can do kind of a loop around here quickly. In New Game Plus it will make more sense with regards to the loop, because we'll be ignoring a lot of stuff in New Game Plus. Enemies, items, we're just going to try and get through it. These guys, certain enemies, like I swear, it's the little enemies like this I'll have more trouble with than the bosses sometimes. Rotten pine resin, that will put poison on your blade for a small amount of time. And there we go. So this is number 3. This is going to open up the door to the Abyss Watchers. So that's essentially Farron Keep done. We're going to be leaving in a moment. We're going to be making a full loop round, so you can see the doors opened up now. But just before I can leave, I get invaded again. It's just the most... Do you not know I'm trying to record a video here? These people, I tell you what. So I was going to stick around up here, try and fight him up here, but I thought, oh, I'll just go down here. They have fewer Estus Flasks. He's probably got about the same amount of Estus Flasks as I have right now. But they will also take poison damage, so if you can wait it out, they will get bored and leave. But in the meantime, just come down the stairs on the opposite side, look for the rounded building there, and grab the Estus Shard. And then just going to kill a few. I'm just waiting for him to appear. I don't know where he is at this point. He will appear. He'll make himself known. So we'll just grab these other items while we're waiting. Prism Stone, kind of breadcrumbs is what they're for. Here he is. I'm not going to show this whole fight now this time. I was going to leave it. I thought, oh, we're okay. He's not bothering. And then he starts shooting at Yellowfinger. So I was having none of that. And running away. I almost kill him here. Look at the health there. He's got nothing. No, I wasn't quick enough. Anyway, I fade out here. It goes on for a while. And then he kept running away. And shooting miracles. He was actually quite good at parrying, I'll give him that. And then again with Yellowfinger. I thought he was leaving us, but I was not having that, so... Yeah, get rid of him. He kept running away. That was the most annoying part. Right, if you're going to invade someone, fight. Don't run away. Anyway. I'm going to just go back to where he kind of met us for reference, so you know where we're up to. So this is where we started the fight here, at the bottom of the stairs. And I'm running out of Estus now. Come on, I've got to fight a Dark Wraith yet. So if you come round, follow the stairs round to the right hand side, you're going to find this Dark Wraith. These are enemies we need to farm, unfortunately. Of all enemy types, these are the ones we need to farm. It's okay, they're not too bad once you kind of get their moves down, and they're a bit different to how most enemies move. They're very quick, and they have quick turns. So the reason we came down here was to grab that Sage's Coal. That's going to allow magic infusions back at Andre, Blacksmith Andre. So yeah, we're not going to use that Wraith to farm. There's better ones that are coming up shortly. So we've come full circle. We're right at the start now. You saw where that guy was hiding, that invader before, where he was hiding. That's the bonfire from the very start of the video. So we've come full circle. Just grab the stone palmer there. That's a shield from Dark Souls 1. I think that's the one the stone giants had, wasn't it? I could and probably should have just ignored these slugs, but they're just so satisfying to kill. I don't know what it is about them. And then finally, the final thing we're going to get here is the Ragged Mask. Why? I don't know. I'll never use it, but there. If you want a Ragged Mask, here's where you can find one. Okay, so we've literally come full circle, and here we are, back at the start. We do not need Yellowfinger's services anymore, so if you ever have a summon with you, go to the black separation crystal in your inventory, use it, choose whichever one you want to get rid of, and return them. Send them back home, because you can't leave an area or save if you've got a summon with you. And we've got a couple of things we need to just tidy up just quickly before we go on to do the final area and the boss. We're just going to check on Yol, who will of course be dead at this point. And we're going to give the coal, the scroll and the braille tomes to the NPCs who want them. So I can't upgrade it yet, unfortunately. I just need one more large Titanite. Reinforce your Estus Flask with the one that we just got. Give him the coal, so that's going to be magic infusions we can do now. Won't do infusions yet. Like I said, we're just going to buy a bunch of broadswords and do them all at once we have all of the gems. But of course, if you want a certain type of weapon, go for it now. Just remember which infusions you've done.
I suppose this means.
And we go back to Obrek, give him the Sage's Scroll that we just got.
This is stupendous. Let us unravel the thing.
Exhaust his dialogue if you like.
Sorceries to use.
And you see he's got a lot of sorceries. Again, don't need to buy them right now, so we're not going to spend our souls on leveling.
Do not tempt the very definition of a fool.
So I went through his dialogue.
Come again.
And now we'll go and check on Yol, who isn't. Poor Yol. This is what he wanted, so it's okay. And this is Yuria. So she's a big part of our ending that we're going for. So do not upset her in any way. Anyway, first time you speak to her, you're going to get the Dignified Bow.
Another matter.
Which is obviously another gesture off the list. There will be a list in the description. There will be a link to my website. And there will be a list of all rings, sorceries, everything by the time this series is done. So Londor Braille Tome. Buy that. The rings and everything else you can leave for now. They don't actually do anything in particular. I think they just change how you look, to be honest, so they're not very good. Yeah, the list on my website will have... It will be detailed. It won't just say, here's a list of everything. It will tell you actually where to find everything in case you've missed something. And of course there's still the timestamps on each video as well, and that'll be in the description. So I'm going to go back to Arena. Probably, yeah, you can give her these tomes. These are dark tomes. If you're going to give them to her, then do not buy anything from her now. You can wait for another one. I think she's called Carla or Carla, I think it is. She does deals in all the dark stuff, so we'll be giving. You can actually give her the tomes. But at this point, if you buy Dark Miracles, Irina will be taken away from Firelink. I'm just handing them in, and we'll buy them all at one point later on, all at one go, so it doesn't really matter. She'll be led away to the bottom where Inex Grundia was, where we fought him, and you'll have to fight the Protector, the guy who was looking after her, the guy with the big... is he there on the left-hand side? No, he's not here at the moment. With the big hammer. You'll fight her, and then she'll come back. There's two different kind of endings to her story. We don't need to bother with her story. It's not important. But for now, you can either give them or don't. It doesn't really matter. I was just kind of cleaning up. So do a bit of leveling, and then we're going to go back to Keep Ruins, the farming spot. I'm not going to do any yet. I'm going to wait until I get the ring, which will be in Irithyll, which is a while yet. Near the end. But of course, if you want to do some to get some souls, go for it. So the summon sign will be there. We're not going to use Yellowfinger. We're going to use another one for a particular reason. Because we're, of course, another gesture. So the door's open. We're going to head on up. Grab the Shriving Stone. That's obviously... Oh, it's not obvious, but I have to... It's not obvious at all what they do. Remove infusions from a weapon. Ignore those guys on the left. Don't need to fight them. I know, me ignoring enemies. Tell me about it. Then there's 2 Dark Wraiths up here. Now go slowly. Don't go getting their attention. It's okay. There are some enemies up here. The Dark Wraiths are versus the other type of enemy. I don't actually know what they call, like gurus or something, Gruge something. That enemy type over there we've been fighting this whole time. They don't like them and they're trying to clear them out. So let them fight, basically. And then turn around to the right-hand side at the top. Run down here and light this bonfire. And this is going to be farming spot number 2. There's a sign we're going to use momentarily. Yeah, this is going to be farming spot number 2. That bonfire, those 2 Dark Wraiths, for another 7 Pale Tongues. Again, if you want to do it now, start it now, go for it. Dark Wraiths are a pain. You can either... It does take quite a while if you wait for them to get damage on them from these guys that are up there, basically the fight that's happening now. Or you can slowly get the attention of one of them by peeking your head around the corner. Don't get the attention of both of them at the same time. And yeah, kill them until you get 7 Pale Tongues. I will be telling you what to do. Don't turn them in yet. I'll tell you what to do with all the Covenant items later on in the series. Another Titanite beast there. And then, importantly, grab this sorcery, the Great Magic Weapon. And... in good old Dark Souls fashion, we've come full circle again. That's the Road of Sacrifices, that gate that wouldn't open where the Black Knight is. So we're all the way around here now. And we are nearly ready to go and do the boss. First we need to just drop down here, get a miracle, and the Hollow Gem. So you may have seen these items. No, you won't have done. We didn't come through there. That's actually a horrible area. I don't like going through. There's no reason to go through there. There's full of basilisks and slow water. So you may roughly... This is where... To my right here is where we fought Yellowfinger when she invaded. So what we essentially want to do is roll down here. Or kind of fall with style down here. And run back to the gate and carry on. So yeah, that miracle I just picked up. I think it increases or decreases how when enemies will spot you. I think it might actually decrease it, so it's not very good. I don't know why you would use it. I think it allows enemies to attack you quicker, something like that. Unfortunately, I've poisoned, so I will use some a moss clump there. I don't want to sit at the bonfire. I've got all my Estus flasks still. And the Dark Wraiths have damage on them. So we go there. They're still fighting. They've been kind of waiting, actually. We're going to go back to the bonfire and then get our summon, which is going to be Pale Shade Londor. She, I believe is a she, will only appear if you are good with Uria, which obviously we are, because we're going through that that bad ending. She's there at the moment, and summoning her will get you the Duel Bow, which is another gesture that we need. Now there is another summon for the boss coming up, so I will say before doing this, if you want to do a backup save or whatever, do that, because we are going into the boss shortly. Yeah, there is another summon for this boss that also gives us a gesture that we need, but we can get that later on and a different boss. You can summon them for a different boss, Pontiff Sullivan, so that's what we'll do. You can summon both of these guys for both of these fights. One, so we're going to do one for each, basically. You can use, I think you can purchase, I think they're called Dried Fingers. They are at the Shrine Maiden. You can purchase those, and it allows you to bring more summons in. Don't. You don't want to give them more health. It just makes it, to be honest, I've always found it more difficult if you bring more than one summon in. You just want one as a distraction. That's basically what you use summons for, is a distraction. So giving the enemy, the boss, more health, it just doesn't make sense to me. And of course, having said that, if there's a gold player summon signed for you, bring them in, get that sun medal, sunlight medal. It's all going to help. So I actually get really lucky here. I don't have any of my items on that increase item discovery, and yet I get a pale tongue from this guy. So I only need 6 more. I'll be doing those later on. And that is for, I think, a miracle or a sorcery, basically. That's what we're doing it for. The pale tongues, we'll get 10, we'll hand them in, we'll get a sorcery. That's what we're doing it. There's different levels for different covenants. Right. In we go to the Abyss Watchers. Probably one of my favourite fights of the game. Definitely the story and the feel of it. It's very Bloodborne-esque. They have a really cool... This is the gesture that we learned earlier on. Yeah, kind of cool. Right, kill them quickly. Abyss Watchers, kill them quickly. You'll notice that it is Watchers, not Watcher. So there are more than one. There is more than one. So if you can kill the first one pretty quickly, you'll stop the others spawning in. You get about 30 seconds before the second one comes in. And then a third one will come in, but he will have red eyes and he'll actually be friendly and help you. Well, kind of. If you hit him, he won't take kindly to that and start attacking you. But if you don't hit him, he'll help and attack these guys. That's it. Take them out pretty quickly. Just go for that single, that first one. They don't share a life bar. And then he's going to go down and change. And it's going to get even better, this fight. Yeah, he's going to have less health now. Here he is. There he is. It always reminds me of Maria. It's very Maria inspired. You'll know, yeah. If you've done Maria from Bloodborne, you'll kind of get the way he fights and things like that. Kind of feels like that. So again, just wait until they distract. You can actually backstab Abyss Watchers. So if you're able to get in while they're attacking Londor, get in for a backstab. That's actually what I'm trying to do now, and it's not working. He keeps moving away. But we'll just double hand. You see, I am double handing. I'm not trying to block anything. There's no need, just get the damage in quickly while they're distracted. And once they go onto you, turn around and run away for a bit. And that's it. Lord of Cinders. That is also, yes, that is the first Lord of Cinder as well that we're defeating. The 4 seats that are in the middle of Firelink Shrine, yeah, they're the Lords. This is the first one. We've got another three to do, and then we can end the game. But obviously, we've got to go through quite a few areas until we get to them. These thrones up here. So I'm actually going to speak to Ludleth. Where is he? Up here. And we're going to transpose some souls. So do Deacons of the Deep. We've not done that one yet. So get Deep Soul. It's free. And then there's going to be 2 for the Stray Demons. You've got Boulder Heave and you've got Havel's Ring. Don't get Boulder Heave, get Havel's Ring because it might come in helpful later on. Increases your maximum load. And then you've got the Wolf Knight, which is the Abyss Watchers. They're just swords. Don't use it. Just leave it. We don't need the swords, but you might be able to crack it for some souls later on. Now, don't do it now. Just don't get in the habit of cracking boss souls because you might do one that you don't want to do by accident. And at this point, is this where I put strength? No, we're going in dex. I have put the point in strength already. Dex, so slowly building up towards a bit of strength there as well. And that's it for this one. This was a long old video, but there was a lot to cover. Lots of missable things could happen at this point, so we're all good. It's kind of just moving in a linear fashion from now on, so it's all good. Just doing a bit of upkeep. I'm going to put my weapons that I don't need away, things like that. And yeah, that's the end of this one. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.